Well, in the event of an emergency, whether it be a fire, accident, or medical call, firefighters are some of the first to respond. But there's a major problem impacting fire departments all across the country: a lack of men and women available and ready to respond. Western Mass News reporter Caroline Powers explains the ongoing staffing issues that many local departments are facing.
Minutes and seconds count, so that's the biggest concern.
When you call 911, you want to know that someone is going to answer that call and respond immediately.
You want them to be on time, professional, doing a great job in solving your problem as quickly as possible.
There's no doubt that departments across Western Mass do just that. But a number of departments are forced to respond to emergency calls with fewer people.
We may show up and only have 2 people on the engine. There's not much we can do. We're restricted for making entry unless there's a known life threat, and it becomes a risk factor, risk analysis about how dangerous is this and do we have adequate protection and are we going to win the fight. If we're not going to win the fight, they have to make a decision that I can't do what I want to do because I just don't have the staffing, versus rolling out with an engine of 4 and then 3 more coming in right behind you in the ladder truck. We don't have that luxury. The other part is we don't know who's going to respond. The tone goes out during the middle of the day. You may get some people, you may not get some people.
The Southwick Fire Department operates with 5 career firefighters, a chief, and deputy chief. They're staffed full-time from 6 a.m. to 6 p.m. 7 days a week. But during those early morning and late night hours, they have to rely on volunteers and mutual aid.
There can be a delay in response times. We try to stay at the national average. I would say our immediate response with our first engine out, because we have our dedicated engine crew, is easily within 4 to 5 minutes on the road moving towards whatever the event may be. It's that gap in between where we're hoping to get more people coming in. They might be coming from further away in town. So there's a lot going on, a lot of moving parts in Southwick just to get coverage, but they do a great job.
39 miles north, it's a similar problem at the Amherst Fire Department. Chief Tim Nelson notes a lack in funding as one of their biggest challenges.
We've maintained our staffing, but the thing is we need more to address the needs of the town. It's going to take a fairly good bump in funding to support our need for staffing. And again, that is the trick. How do you find that funding? At some point you reach a breaking point. We're close. We have to find a way to find the funding.
The Amherst Fire Department tells Western Mass News that their personnel level has stayed the same for about the past 20 years, but their call volume has only gone up, leading to an increased need to hire more responders.
I mean, our call activity has gone up by about 1,500 runs. People like to blame UMass, but that's not it. But we found that our growth is right here in Amherst.
The Amherst Fire Department provides fire and EMS coverage for the entire community of Amherst, including the 3 colleges, as well as the surrounding communities of Pelham, Shutesbury, and Leverett. The department only has 45 career firefighters, EMTs, and about 20 to 30 on-call service members to cover more than 104 square miles.
Recently had a staffing study in 2017 by the Carlson Group that stated that our current staffing model is unsustainable for future growth of just the town of Amherst.
This is the best job in the world. It really is. These folks are good. They step up, and especially now when we're hard-pressed because we are so short-staffed.
For Western Mass News, I'm Caroline Powers.